what it means to embody peace. Dear Commanders, dear beautiful souls whose hearts are touched and ache because humanity still resorts to violence and causes suffering in its desire to speak its truth, find empowerment, and feel valued. We wish to say to you all that it is not the seed of evil and darkness that lies at the heart of these conflicts you see raging in your world, but a seed of light. Yes, you have heard the words correctly, a seed of light. As we have said, all interactions are seeded in love, no matter how they show themselves in the world around you. All humans are born of light and are seeded in love. The greatest gift you can give humanity is to remember that. First, look at yourselves lovingly with all the compassion you can muster. As you witness conflict, suffering, and the accounts of others who glean parts of the truth of these stories they report on, you feel the disappointment of belonging to a race that has not yet found more civilized ways to express its desires and dreams, one that dares to destroy lives to prove its point. To this we reply, rejoice that they have the courage to speak up. Encourage them to feel that this world they live in is one where their voice and their side of the story can be heard without threat to life, for that is what they most need to hear. For those who see victims of unfortunate circumstances, hold gratitude that this is the path they chose to experience, so that we may continue to ask for all life to feel safe to exist, no matter the specifications of the birth form. Behind every hurt you feel while observing the stories at play on your planet is born a renewed desire for acceptance, for the sanctity of life to be upheld in all contexts, for past hurts and slights to find resolution without creating more pain, and for individual truths to be spoken without fear of incurring wrath, rejection, or hurting the feelings of others. We tell you, dear Commanders, that these conflicts in your world are not here by chance. They are fueled by the collective's desire to move forward on its path of sovereignty and enlightenment. These conflicts themselves do not need to be accelerated or even facilitated into resolution. They will find peace when humanity has accepted that it needs to view things differently in order to grow and mature. There is no black or white and no definite winner or loser. So how do these conflicts, so visible in your world at this time, find resolution? Our answer is when humans find themselves at peace in the face of disharmony. When there is space for both sides to express their views, a unified willingness to acknowledge the truth on both sides, and a general understanding that this conflict was the path of least resistance, then resolution can arise. Then humanity will finally make peace with war. Then, and only then, will war no longer be needed in this world, and humanity will transcend its energy. This is not only a collective path, but also one that each individual is called to walk. For this reason, it is only when you know the value of war that you can peacefully choose another option. By denying the value of war and desiring to end suffering, you create a contradiction that forces war to be part of your experience in order to prove its worth. Neutrality, as a state of being, is never attained through theoretical exposure to experience, but through the embodied knowing of its worth. When all paths are deemed worthy, then the highest path is free to present itself. Do you see, then, dear Commanders, where your focus is most needed? It is in the expression of gratitude for those playing the parts of this conflict, so that you may understand that it has value and merit, and that you may feel humbled that souls are willing participants to help elevate humanity's awareness and open the path to a world no longer at war. Dear Commanders, you are a race of enlightened beings. It is not folly, greed, or stupidity that still generates the military conflicts around your world, but rather your systematic refusal to see war as a valuable step toward enlightenment. We assure you that as you take steps to befriend anger and understand its value in your own individual story, the presence of war on your planet fades away. Over recent months and years, humans have faced more of their anger than they had in centuries past, and it is dissolving the necessity for war to exist. This is where the mission lies with each individual, to make peace with the steps they have walked and those still left to take. Enlightenment doesn't come from never losing your cool, wearing white robes, and carrying theoretical wisdom in your mind. It comes from experiential understanding that all paths and points of view have value and represent a facet of the whole, even the uncomfortable ones, especially those, because they are the hardest to make sense of and accept, but they lead to the greatest discoveries. Dear Commanders, love your own humanity. It is a gift you do not yet fully understand, but one that holds the power to enlighten the whole of the universe and usher in a new era of joy and freedom. The foundation is already set, and the momentum is gathering. Hold steady in your faith in humanity. It has accomplished more for the universal collective than you will ever know. But for now, dear Commanders, make peace with your anger and your wars. Seed the light of compassion in your own heart as well, so that you may see value in all that is unfolding around you, and cultivate a deep sense of pride in the brave race that you are. That is how your rainbow light touches the seeded grid. We are with you, dear Commanders, walking hand in hand as you remember the greatness of your human race. In all love, we are Earth Mission Command.